我は無敵狩り電動
嘘だろ。
Hello everybody! Hope you're having a wonderful day today because today we're taking a look at Imperial Dragon, the B-154 DX booster. This costs about 3,000 yen. Now, you know, for a price like that you think you'd get a lot, but not really. They just have weird padding in the box, and the main thing about this is getting that electric, like, motorized driver. So Regalia Genesis had hybrid and Dragon has ignition. So if you're wondering, quick backstory on how this bay came to be. Basically what happened is Drum and Delta were going up against Arthur with his Apocpylse, and Arthur broke Dragon and Drum repaired his bay thanks to the help of Gywn, in the anime anyways, and he was able to have Imperial Dragon. So before I go over the gimmicks and everything, there's a lot to talk about. This is actually a new render of Drum. Looks super cool. It's where he's powering up and he's got his cool little dragon eyes things, whatever. So Imperial's very interesting, and I do have a lot to go over with it. So first of all, the Gatinko chip for Dragon is definitely improved. Like, it definitely is. So if you don't know, so Slash Valkyrie, I believe, has like 2 strong clicks, and then after that, I believe just the Dragon chip in general just has about like 3 mid clicks, and I think Odin has like 1 click, and then after I think rest are mid, something like that. Teeth are kind of hard to explain. With Dragon, 3 hard clicks, and I did actually get a feel for it. I would say this chip is better than Slash Valkyrie, and I would say definitely better than the original Dragon chip. It's strong clicks, it's hard clicks. That means you can actually hear the clicks. It's not like Astro where it has like, you know, weak clicks. Not weak, kind of like mid, whatever. Anyways, Dragon chip is good. Imperial is super interesting to me. Now, there's slopes for Imperial. I've tried to put this on different parts and combinations. Imperial honestly has weak slopes. Now, I think this was done as a balance because Imperial has a pretty insane gimmick. So with Imperial, and I'm actually holding it right here, you have the metal weight on the side. So think of Zwei for an example. It says not really as a contact point, it's more just like weight, similar to Prime and Regalia, but it's kind of also like a mini Chozi Awakening. Now, there's no burst stoppers, but there are 3 forms to this bay. The first form is this one, the normal form. Now, the second form is when you get this part to the middle point, like somewhere here, and that's called the bound form. The third form, and the best form probably, is the ultimate form. The true awakening to this bay is when you're able to get it pushed all the way here. Now, I actually have a trick, but I'm not going to show it now. Basically, you have to do like 100 battles just to awaken this bay, but really you could just do like 2-3 battles against maybe a Judgment or something. You could really just activate it. It's really not that hard. And Ignition works like this. Ignition is a super crazy driver. It's an attack type, it's attack type hybrid, but it has different cycles. So there's 3 different ways that this works. If you do a weak launch, I think it just does like the normal cycle. It'll go, so it'll stop, it'll go right. No, it goes right, it stops, then after it'll go left. So this can actually go in the opposite direction. It's not left and right rotating like the Dragon Bay, but the driver will go right and then left, and then after vice versa for the opposite rotation. Then if you do a normal launch, I believe the cycle repeats. And then after, if you do a hard launch right away, you go left right off the bat. So what it basically means is like, okay, I'm going right, I'll stop, and then after I go counterclockwise. So meaning, it's gonna have some crazy power just to ring out your opponents. So we're gonna go to the part by part now. All right, so moving on to the instructions, I really need to cover everything that you really need to know. The quick thing I do want to say is if you want to replace batteries, this is the tool that you need. And what type of battery is it again? It's like, isn't it LR44? LR44, that type of battery, I believe. did actually say it here. Batteries aren't really that hard to replace at all. You just have to unscrew it, and then after you just use this to get out the batteries, it's really easy. How much do those types of batteries cost for people that are wondering if eventually they need to replace it? $8, and these batteries like last a long time. They last a long time, so $8 if you need to replace them. And yeah, that's kind of it just for this part. I think the other side just explains how the awakening works. Yeah, so you can see what I was talking about with the awakening thing. So normal, bound, and ultimate. The difference is the contact points. I think ultimate's probably going to be the best mode. Not just because it has the name ultimate, just because, well, come on. If they have an ultimate mode, it's probably made to be the best. That's where the rubber contact points are actually all the way out, because it has metal, plastic, and rubber all the way out. By the way, this is just saying that it's not compatible with left and right. You can't put Dragon on a race, and you can't put Imperial on Fafnir. They probably put that disclaimer just because of the fact that since it looks so similar to Lord, people don't get confused. This is the cycle thing that explains. It'll first go clockwise, it'll stop, then go counterclockwise. If you're in left rotation, you'll go counterclockwise, then you'll stop, then you'll go clockwise. Really interesting. And yeah, that's kind of it. Pretty simple. Now, we're going to do the part-by-part weigh-in. Alright, so now we're going to be going part by part. So the cool thing about Imperial is that, even though I think this is just really a made-up thing for the anime, it's supposed to be a combination between Ace, Gran, and Rock. So that's why you don't see Drown using the Rock base anymore, or the Grand Layer base. You just see him using Imperial. I can kind of see it in a way, the yellow part format. I don't really see where the Rock is in this. I guess the red could maybe be the bottom part. I don't know. I think it's a silly thing. But we've got our Gatinko chip. Now, the weird thing is that it's DR for the short form of it. I'm kind of confused to why, because, you know, why didn't they just put Dragon 2? Like Dragon, that's, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, if you remember from MFB when there's like Medio and El Drago, they put like Pegasus II, which was Pegasus 3, whatever. It's weird how they labeled it. For the design of the chip, looks really nice, and it is a little bit improved. And if you've seen the anime, the avatar for the dragon has a little bit more armor to it and has a little bit more of these like red wings and sort of like power to it. So that's the difference between these two in the appearance alone. So you can kind of just see, looks really cool. And also the teeth, just for comparison, you can see from mid to good clicks. So that is good. That means I can maybe sometimes use the dragon chip. I'll probably use it for attack combinations. Moving on, Imperial. What else is there to say other than I guess the weak slopes on? That's really just weakness to Imperial. I don't know if Imperial is just super good and they had to weaken the slopes, but I think it was just done on purpose probably. Because if this had good slopes, it wouldn't be that bad. Anyway, this is what the bottom looks like. Looks alright. You can see where the rubber contact points are. It's like all the way there. I'd actually probably say maybe if you put the cross frame on with Imperial, that'd be a good combination. Maybe a 00 cross. Maybe even Blitz Cross wouldn't be, not Blitz Cross, I'm thinking Hasbro. Blitz TT disc on the thing. Look nice. Anyways, this is what Ignition is. So Ignition, super cool as an attack driver. Looks really nice. And just comparing it to Hybrid for a second, you can actually tell that one definitely is a little bit bulkier than the other, definitely in the internal side. And the shape in the middle is a little bit different. So this one was a little bit more rounded hybrid. The other one is a little bit kind of like curved down a bit. It sort of reminds me in a way of kind of like Lift with how the shape is on it. Really interesting. And obviously I'm guessing they definitely took inspiration from Hasbro's Ripfire and RC. But yeah, we're going to now do the weigh-in for the part by parts. And I will get in a couple of weigh-ins, but don't worry, the rest of the video is just going to be all pure battles. So we've got our Gatinko chip, which is Dragon. Oh wait, hold on, let me reset it. I wanted to get weird on me for a second. Yeah, but we've got our Gatinko chip, which is DR, Dragon, 2.56, something like that. Yeah, 2.56. 6? Wait, hold on. So I actually have my scale right here. I'm going to be weighing in all the parts. So we got our scale set up, so it's at 0 grams right now. The new Dragon chip is about almost 3 grams. I want to just say it's 3 grams if we're going to be honest. Hold on. Come on. 2.99, it's basically 3. Compared to the other Dragon chip, 2.8, so the new one's obviously heavier. I guess that makes sense with all the paint apps it's got. I guess Ace with Zan is about 17.38. Ace without Zan is about 9 grams. And Imperial is about 27 grams. Almost as heavy as like Perfect Phoenix. Perfect Phoenix is like, I believe 20 or something like that. 28, I mean, excuse me, 28. Pretty heavy. So, let's see Ignition. Almost 40 grams. So I'm actually curious to see Dragon with Imperial on it. 30. That's like 70 grams in total. Wow. Alright, so this thing in total should weigh about 70 grams. That is really heavy. A lot of the weight's going in that driver, but still, that's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. That's actually a pretty decent weight. Just for comparison real quick, before we actually move on, if you're wondering, okay, Regalia, the layer is like 26, and Dragon's heavier than that, because Dragon is 30 grams. Hybrid is about 38, and Ignition is about 39. So Dragon is definitely outclassing Regalia in weight, 100%. And you get Prime Apocpylse real quick, because that's also an infinite lock bay. The layer is like 26, so oh boy indeed. So the other bases compared to Rock Dragon's like 20. Just to go over all these things. I already weighed in Ace, so Grand Dragon, 20 also. For other stuff, like for an example, Union Achilles, 26 grams. And then after you're wondering for Judgment Joker, 22 grams. And then after for a big like Tact, Longinus with so weight's about 25. Maybe if you get to like Goku or Sen, it might be a little bit heavier. And Knockout Odin with Gen is only 18. So yeah, quite a heavy bay. Now, the fun part, we get to do all the battles. By the way, can we just appreciate how awesome it is just to have Dragon being nice and good? Now before, Dragon wasn't that bad. Sting, not a bad disc. Charge, alright attack tip, really not that bad at all. Sting was pretty good disc, and now we have a Dragon where the layer and the chip can compensate. Well, actually, not really. Well, I don't know. I'm hoping it's going to be really good. I have a good feeling this is going to be a good release, and it's not going to be any trash or anything like that. Because Union really disappointed me. Knockout was impressive, and Regalia and Apocpylse were like, eh. So hopefully, this turns out good. Last thing, by the way, since I know people probably want me to go over this, the combinations they give you are the new Dragon chip, So Wait, and then after Knockout. And then after that, there's 10, Turn, Revolve. That's supposed to be a stamina combo. I don't know, I'd maybe change Turn. I don't know why Turn's there. 10 like for like stamina disc, you know, that makes sense. And I guess So, alright. Revolve, obviously, makes sense. Turn, I'd replace that. Maybe put like, I don't know, Expand or something like that. I'm trying to think. Next one is a defense combo. Imperial Ashura, Double O Wall Keep. I'd probably say if you're going to do that combo, put Keep Dash. I don't know why they put Keep. I think that's kind of lazy when they thought about that one. And obviously the most obvious combo you should make, the Infinite Lock Prime Apocpylse with Ignition. I think that might be actually a good combo. I think that might be a pretty good combo. Like, for attack types, obviously. And then the other two are kind of meh, though. But now, let's begin. Alright, so now we're going to do the test launch portion of this video. So this bay is hard to figure out, mind you, but I think I'm able to show it all off effectively. So, we're going to do first the regular launch without the activated motor, just to show how it spins. So when it's normal, obviously, stays to the center. That's it. Not going to do anything. So when you activate it, let's first do a light launch. Super light, let's see what it does. It's imbalanced, so it's going left. Oh, and there it does, it goes right. Okay, so you can kind of see what it just did there. So at the start, if you do a weak launch, what it did was it moves left, And then after last second, it actually moved right. So with a weak launch, you'll get first left, then right. Now if I do a normal launch, I think I should get like a double cycle. It's like a normal launch, it's not like a hard launch. That looks like right. Still looks like right. Now it's normal. Okay, let's try that one more time. So normal launch now. Right? Okay. Stops. Stops a bit. Now left. Now stops. And left again. Okay. Now we're gonna do like a hard launch, I should go left right away. I think my bay's actually fighting the tip. Never mind. Yeah? It's hard to show this off, but yeah, I'm pretty sure when you do normal, you do get a second time of it going. So now I really just want to show it off in battles because that's the best way you can show off the bay. Let's first try it up against Gywn Achilles. Power mode. Hello! That was Gywn Achilles for the first round. So we'll do 2 rounds on each of these bays. That's a little bit interesting. Oh, wait, look at the jump! Look at the jump! That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool indeed. I don't know what happened there in the first round then, I'm wondering. Let's just do a third one just to really get an idea. So keep in mind, so that's interesting. So right now in its normal mode, it can't really deliver that good of hits. Normal, it's kind of weak. I'm wondering if it's when it's awakened, it can just perform to its best ability. We're gonna see. Yeah, you see that? That's a little bit interesting. That is a little bit interesting. Let's just try it. Let me see something. Maybe if it gets really hard hits from the start, maybe that's why it does that. I'm trying to see with Gywn right now. After that, we're gonna move on. So that was like a normal launch. I didn't really hard launch it that bad. Okay, it did defeat it. It did defeat it. So be mindful of your launches. Be mindful indeed. All right, next up, we have to go up against Vi. Because Vi's that one bay where it's like, yeah, it's pretty good. I don't think people give Vi enough credit these days. And then forget what kind of bay this is. How does it do against Vi? Stock? It's a little bit unbalanced. Ah, it hit the wall and then after the burst. No! I don't know about this bay. It's so weird. I should be able to chase it now. Yeah, I can chase it. And that's kind of cool. Okay, that's... Man, I lost, but I can definitely... Yeah, this bay is going to have insane potential and just getting knockouts. I don't think... I was right. I don't think this can burst many bays. But I definitely think that... I can knock them out 100%. Something I just want to show off real quickly is it on Judgment, because Judgment is really good. And how tight is this? Oh my god, yeah, this is super tight on Judgment. Yeah, so this, like, when I say tight, I mean like tight, like crazy. I want to see how Joker performs or Judgment performs against Vi just for this 1 second. Oh, that's, yep. Ignition, look at that. Did not even budge. Ignition on Judgment is going to be insane. It is so tight. And you see that? I did a burst on Zwei. So the Imperial Layer Base, only when you awaken it, I think that's when it's going to be like decent. When you don't awaken it, it's going to be kind of just like mid-tier, I would say. So against Judgment now. We're gonna see. We're able to beat Judgment. We're gonna do. You see that? I lost. Okay, we're gonna do a round with Judgment now. And it lost again. You see what I mean? So, just because the Bay loses doesn't mean it's bad or the whole combo is bad. It just means maybe there's one part of the Bay that's not really that good. That was a double burst, but let's be honest now, that was probably Judgment. Oh god. I think my Bay's already getting closer to getting awakened. Hold on. Let me just, give me a second. Hold on there. Alright, well, it appears I've already maybe partially awakened this Bay. I guess that's kind of good. Maybe these battles, by the end of the video, I can already get it awakened. Moving on, let's get Tact Fafnir. I like how, during the review, just gets awakened. Beat Tact, that was on Revolve. Let us try Slash. Slash is really not that good of a Bay at all. Slash is a bad evolution to a Bay, but how does Dragon go up against it? Knocked it clean. Alright, now speaking of knocked it clean, before we get to knock out Odin, let's try Tact Longinus. Just looking at how it spins right now. That is Dragon. Now we're going to try Dragon against left Lord Spriggan on balance mode. I'm actually curious to see who wins this. Look at the hit that's going on Lord with. Oh. Wait, we're back. That was kind of close. I think that was Lord. It was kind of hard to see there from my angle, but I'm going to say that was Lord. We're going to do a second round with Lord Spriggan just because it's Spriggan. It is kind of hard to get like a flower pattern with this Bay. Like, even if I try to do a slide shoot, it's just kind of tough. Just going against opposite spin, how do I do? That's the thing too, it just activated last second, so I'm gonna try one last one with Lord on its tallest height. So now we can see how this Bay actually can perform. So I gave Lord, like, with stock and everything, like a decent 9, so can Dragon keep up? Yeah? Yeah? And Lord has rubber too, and obviously Dimension's not a good tip to spin steel with, but that's a good sign that it might not be too bad. So I've knockout Odin Blitz Octa with Gen Weight. It's gonna be knockout. I was gonna say, that's definitely just gonna be knockout. I just have to get the driver now. Yeah, I knew for a fact knockout was gonna beat it. So I think Imperial, when it's not awakened, is like maybe like a 6 or something like that. Well, let's see how it does against the other previous layer bases. Okay, so we beat Rock, so that's already a good sign. We beat Rock. How do we go up against Grand and Ace? Let's just see. So now we're going up against Grand Dragon. So obviously, I'm just trying to see if it loses by a burst, or if it beats it. With how bulky it is, I should be able to win. My thing activated? Okay, there we go. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. It will be the real test. I'm probably really close to losing to a burst, and I don't want that to happen. Oh, I hit the wall. No. Stop, Imperial! Don't. Okay, if it's a spin finish, that's fine. I'm alright with that. My god, it's gonna be bouncing off the walls like crazy. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? And okay, there we go. We didn't beat it by a burst, but we at least outspun it. I was actually close to losing. Next up is gonna be Regalia Genesis. So at a side angle, loses right away. Let's try one more round. Literally lost. Literally lost. All right. Now, so my Bay's already getting almost all the way awakened. Prime Apocpylse. All right. Last smash. After that, I'll give my rating. Man. So I think if it had better slopes, this would be probably like a 9. I'll give this like an 8.5 out of 10. I think the pros are the new Dragon chip is good. Cons are that the Imperial base, while it might be powerful, I don't remember what kind of chip it did already, huh? While it might be powerful, because of the bad slopes, it's not going to be as effective as it could have been if the slopes were good, and it really hinders the performance of the Bay. Ignition is amazing. On Judgment and probably on Knockout too, it's going to be crazy tight. So 8.5 out of 10. I recommend Judgment, Knockout, and Zwei, and maybe the Union base. Now that I'm thinking about it, just trying to pocket out your opponents. The whole thing with Ignition is not really the burst factor. It's more the factor of knocking out your opponent. So in battles with Dragon, you really shouldn't be trying to see if you can win by a burst. You should be trying to see if you can win by a ring out and maybe outspinning it. But that's going to be it for now. So thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.